Do you want to go upstairs? All right, y'all. Karen, bring that beat back, will you? Appreciate that.
Mouthpiece included.
TATN,
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 TATN.
TATN,
Better guard your
Real.
TATN, TATN, TATN,
Mouthpiece included.
TATN, TATN, TATN,
Better guard your grill.
TATN, TATN, TATN,
Mouthpiece included.
TATN, TATN, TATN,
Better guard your grill.
TATN, TATN, TATN,
Mouthpiece included.
TATN, TATN, TATN,
Better guard your grill.
TATN, TATN, TATN.
Yes, sir. You better guard your grill out there. Mouthpiece included. Don't forget it. Welcome to Mouthpiece Included. It's our pod where we unpack Spolitricks. That's your fusion between spots, polytricks, everything in between, located once the superposition collapsed upon your conscious observation. As the Chicago Bears usher in a new era with Captain Caleb Williams at our helm, one looming question is taking center stage. Does the highly touted generational quarterback, does this gentleman truly grasp the grit and resilience and toughness that defines the city of Chicago? It's a city full of Milz. From his USC pedigree to the whispers of privilege, Williams entered a city that thrives on blue-collar toughness out there, a city that demands results over yapping. As the Bears gear up for another grueling season, our tried and true fans and analysts alike are left wondering whether our new generational franchise cornerstone is actually up to the challenge. Does he have the mental makeup to embrace the raw, no-nonsense grit spirit of the Windy City? Especially, lo and behold, considering he never wanted to be a Bear in the first place? Or was that his dad, LeVar? And big ups to LeVar, man. Speedy recovery. LeVar had a foot amputation out there, so speedy recovery, bro. Did Ryan Poles move off a fan favorite quarterback, record-breaking, I should say, quarterback that loved the city for a prissy diva that did not want to be a part of the entire thing? Beyond the skepticism surrounding Williams, the Bears' 2025 schedule presents a formidable test that will shape both his development and our team's trajectory, with high-stakes matchups against perennial contenders and division rivals looking to reassert their dominance. Every game carries weight. Can our Bears rally around our generational sensation, or will growing pains and pressure derail the progress? Many of us JF1 supporters said you're going to be right back here with a young copper-colored quarterback under the microscope. You're going to be right back here. Difference is he's generational, allegedly, which means the expectation should be higher. But the expectation for JF1 was like he was supposed to be generational. Just saying, we're here. All right. This is where the JF1 Hall guys were saying we were going to be. So this growing pain, we're coming out of a cocoon. Okay. Now, the path ahead is riddled with uncertainty, making this season one of the most intriguing in my recent mystery. Meanwhile, the NBA draft lottery has sent shockwaves through the basketball world, reshuffling the fate of franchises desperate for a game changing talent. Flag. Whether Chicago's own fortunes were boosted or dashed, the implications will ripple through the league, affecting trades, team strategy, and future rivalries. As the dust settles, the battle lines are drawn on the gridiron and the hardwood, where Chicago's teams must navigate ambition, expectations, and the weight of legacy. Big ups to the Dallas Mavericks. Is the lottery fixed? And of course, we can't ignore Spolitricks, the intricate web of spots, politics, media narratives, and strategic power plays that shape the public perception of these figures and their decisions. So get ready for an episode packed with insight, debate, and fresh perspectives. We're dissecting all the drama of the last couple weeks, weighing the impact, and peeling back the layers on stories that go beyond the box score or the national media narratives. Whether you're here for the his story, the our story, the controversy, or the cultural analysis, this episode promises to once again deliver something for the listeners. So let's jump in, hop to it. Remember, the panel is open. I took the time to pin that link in the chat. Two things: bring your gonads and also your mouthpiece. You don't want to forget those when you pull up. So stand down, stand by, stand back, or pull up. But if you do pull up, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. And don't forget to smash that like button. The views expressed in today's podcast are those of the hosts, guests, and are not necessarily reflective of TATN, ESPN, or any affiliates. So grab your mouthpiece. Let's get to it. Big ups Midwest Festivals. They're presenting Ancestral Echoes, y'all. They got deals right now. It's a music fest. You can lamp and listen to the best house music you've ever experienced in your life and be around some beautiful souls. Check out Milz Aesthetics if you ever find yourself in sunny Southern California. Multicultural skin, body, and weight loss pro, 213-290-4151. I'm going to drop that link in the chat, which is www.taymillsaesthetics.com. It's going in the chat. Big ups Bella B Designs. You want to get your swag printed out? High quality. Check out Bella B Designs 365 at gmail.com. That's B spelled like a bumblebee. And then we got Gym Recovery. You got your towing needs, and you're in the south side of Chicago. You might even be out west. You're in the greater Chicagoland area. You're in a pinch. You need a tow. Look up Gym Recovery out there. Tell them you're a Packers fan. You might get a special discount. All right. Enough of my yapping. Let's go ahead and get the perennial. Yeah. And they're not going to give him he's not going to pay him all the money for being a dad of the year. So he's got to at least show up, to 75% of the kids' events to qualify. Let's see if we can get him in here.
TATN.
Yeah.
Mouthpiece included. TATN. Yeah. What's going on? Just coming in from the ball field, watching a little free baseball with the kids on the hollow ground. So Jackie Robinson Park on Family Day, man. It was Family Day, opening day for the baseball season. And should I go? Yeah, let me start with this. FGB and Fire Ryan Poles. But it was Family Day at Jackie Robinson Park, opening day for the baseball season. Got the parade back. Shout out to Alderman Ronnie Mosley and his staff and the volunteers of Jackie Robinson West, the parents, the coaches, the players. Were bringing the vaunted Jackie Robinson West parade back to the 21st Ward. It wasn't as long as the past parade from 119th Street, but we're starting somewhere. And from the alderman's office and marched into the park, and everybody had a good time today. And we got a verbal commitment from Alderman Mosley that as long as he's in office, we will have our opening day parade. So shout out to him and his staff.
Big ups to slippery Ronnie Mosley. Yeah, henceforth that's what he's known as, slippery Ronnie Mosley. You got fast Eddie Verdoliak. You got to have a little moniker in Chicago.
He's a semi-out product.
Yeah, he's working with you and everything. You're happy. He's still an alderman and he's still in there in the belly of the beast. But big ups to him. Any adult man who calls himself Ronnie as opposed to Ronald by the time he turns a certain corner, yeah, he's got to have a moniker. Slippery Ronnie Mosley. And big ups to him and all the more importantly the citizens and the family and the children. You know what I mean? They all make it possible, bro.
Yeah. It was a cool day. I'm sorry the weather went down from 80 degrees a few days ago to the 50s today, but that's the windy city that we live in, Chi-Town. And you got to be ready in a change, in a pinch, in an instant for a change in elements. So that's what happened. And but we still had a good time. Sun was shining. The weather was semi-warm, but yeah, it dropped on us. And it is what it is. That's Chi-Town baseball in the spring and early summer.
All right, let's hop to it. All right, bro. This is an ESPN, not a TATN.
ESPN.
Yeah. ESPN. Which Met Gala? Is a gala or gala? I've been calling it gala all these years.
It looks like a gala.
Okay, so we're going to say, to Met Gala fit was your favorite? Savannah James dressed up like a mem, won at 45%. Russell Wilson out there. Now, I'm surprised. Now, they should have had other in there because I've been meaning to put Caleb Williams because he showed up too.
Hold top on.
I don't think he had all the time, but he's got his own line of clothes. He's a businessman. He's an entrepreneur.
Okay. Everybody.
Yeah. When he's watching film of how to, put suits together and what people like in the fashion world, he's watching them all by himself.
Maybe he'll design a new uniform for the Bears.
Yeah, he's watching them all of them have C's on their chest.
Yeah.
All right. So Russell Wilson, okay, Serena Williams, Dwayne Wade. Now, who are we missing? LeBum didn't show up because he wants to keep reminding everyone that his knee was hurt, making excuses.
That's why they didn't win. His knee was hurting. They should have got the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah, if he was hurt, he should have sat down and not played.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So I'm just throwing that out there, bro. I mean, I really don't know why we put this poll up here. Just it's interesting that I find D Wade out there.
Yeah,
maybe he had the MERS.
He's a fashionista.
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot of people that go to the Met Gala.
Yeah.
And shout out to him. It's a event to highlight Black designers, I believe.
I don't know if there are. Is it for Black designers?
Black fashionistas. Maybe say that. Let me say that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not the designers. And
Oh, well, in that case, all right. Well, big ups to it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to figure out the name because I need something on there to let me know that it's about us and for us. Otherwise, it just looks like a typical gala. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's a gala every year, so I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Galas, cotillions. All right, we got Carmelo Anthony. Big ups to Carmelo Anthony. That was the young man who was allegedly defending himself in a stabbing accident, and rest up to the person that lost their life. So big ups, Carmelo Anthony, the A student kid, has graduated.
Well, shout out to Carmelo. Congratulations to him and his family upon his graduation, and hopefully this other event will be played out in the courtrooms or court of public opinion and be over for him soon.
Yeah, this I hope he had already signed his letters of intent. I mean, you can talk your bum off, but if I'm at Howard, wait, what happened? Well, I guess we don't have to worry about that here. We don't have too many of those pinks running around campus, but
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, they won't do that to him anymore.
Nobody will. All right. I just wanted to go over this real quick, man. The Cubs, bro. I just wanted to mention that. I mean,
We
you
play
guys,
baseball on the north side. Yeah.
yeah, you guys, the try to lie on the Pope and say he was a White Sox fan.
No, he's
Pope
at
came out there and clarified that right away. He didn't say he's a fan. He said he's a Cubby.
Is that what he said? His brother said he was he was at
Oh
the
no,
White
you're
Sox
right.
World Series.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think it was the other way around. They tried to
Yeah.
lie and say he was a Southside Cub fan. Turned out he's a Southside Sox fan. You're right.
Yeah.
All right. Big ups Pope Leo the 14th. All right, Cubs 28-19, bro, with 2 games above the Cardinals, bro. 15-10 at home, 13-9 away. It looks like we're the real deal. Is this gonna happen for us, bro?
Mighty Leo, Leo, mighty Leo.
Is this gonna happen for us, bro?
um,
How far are the Cubs going this year, bro?
The Cubs in a tight division. Yeah, I mean, I believe they'll make the playoffs.
We're beating the best teams. We're beating the Dodgers, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they had a rough early schedule until they got to the Crosstown Classic this week. But shout out to the White Sox and good luck to the Cubs as they continue to make it to the playoffs for hopefully an extended amount of years versus the one and dones that we've been seeing here in Chicago lately.
And big ups to the White Sox. They have the second worst record in the majors.
That's right.
Just above the Rockies. So they're no longer
the
complete scum. Because according to all the pundits, you're better off being complete scum than you are being in the middle. And I don't necessarily agree with that 100%.
No.
If you're in the middle, you should have a feeling that, hey, if we can get this team, and which is what our dumb GM and the Bulls mindset is, but you can't be in the middle for 15 years.
No, we got a youth movement going on the South Side, bringing up young players, bringing in new talent. We got a new coach, and we're just trying to figure some things out while getting the money out the books for the Sox, and maybe we'll be able to bring in some players that'll help us climb out of mediocrity in the next few years.
Speaking of money and books, shoeless Joe Jackson, Black Sox.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what was in his heart.
Yeah, we don't.
And Pete, Charlie Hustle, we don't know what was in his heart either.
Yeah, we don't know. So, yeah, we don't know. He was a great guy.
Yeah, he come over and have a steak and a beer with you.
Yeah.
But you probably wouldn't want to look at his private emails. Rest their souls. But I'm saying
you would say something about Michelin tires or
yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah. But hey, is it so they get reinstated back into baseball? Do you think this has to do with the fact that baseball's biggest sponsor is gambling?
Yeah, I mean it was at the height of hypocrisy that you were keeping Charlie Hustle out of the game, and the Black Sox fell into the trap of allegedly taking the games back in the 1900s, and now you sold your soul to the betting sports books and establishments. So
right, because that's what it signals. Not so much Pete Rose, but the Black Sox. That wasn't necessarily alleged. Like Pete Rose went scratching, I think, to his grave, talking about he never bet on baseball. The Black Sox bet on it was the World Series, bro. They were best team in history. They were like it would have been like if the Bulls would have done it. The 72 team Bulls.
You gotta feed the kids.
Yeah, and I guess you couldn't have kept Mike out of it either. Like, right at some point, this is a good example. Yeah, you got to put Mike. It probably been 100 years later, but you got to get Mike out there in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And I know it was. They must have had a blood oath when you became the commissioner of baseball. There's no way you can reinstate Charlie Hustle until he was dead, and I think that's why they waited till he passed, and then they went on ahead and reinstituted him into contention for the Hall of Fame.
Well, baseball was prestigious. I mean, next to golf, they were the last major sport to allow your copper colors to participate. on the prestigious hallowed grounds.
Well, I still don't think they do, but it's a numbers game.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, they would both have my vote. Definitely Pete Rose. And I'm gonna say Shoeless Joe because it's the Black Sox. And I gotta get a Black Sox jersey or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Shoeless Joe.
Yeah.
All right, Draymond. He came out there after one of his games where he was gallivanting around like an angry black man, and then now he pulls the race card.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and he had a quote saying, let's see what the quote is.
I've been paying much attention to this NBA crap, but go ahead and enlighten me.
Yeah, well, here's Draymond's quote. The agenda to continue to keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I am sick of it. It's ridiculous.
Does he really think that's the agenda of the NBA?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think he thinks because he's dark skinned, you know what I mean? He's got the Michelin lips, according to what's his name?
Oh, Chucky Gruden.
Chucky Gruden. Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep trying to get back in the league.
Yeah, they want
Gruden, if we were in his emails, he'd definitely say this guy had the Michelin lips.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's the point. He's saying that they're making him look like the angry black man. Well, here's my take on this.
Uh-huh.
Why did it take him so long to speak on it? If that's how he was feeling.
Well, he's on his way out of basketball. I mean, he's on. I guess he's setting up his next career, which is television broadcasting. And if that doesn't work out, he can point back to I've been characterized as an angry black man, and that's why I didn't get the 250 million or 325 million that Tom Brady got. I'm a goat as well.
And I can see, okay, because it's angry black man. Are you characterize it being the angry man or angry black man? Because I get it. Like if we express emotion or displeasure, hey, calm down, buddy. Cops always putting their hand on the gun. Hey, don't get mad, man. I'm not mad, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You seem a little excited, a little aggressive, agitated, aggressive. What's going on?
Yes.
Did you beat your dog or something?
Yeah, and they do that with our sisters. Where are you coming from? You know what I mean? So I get it, but my thing about this, bro, is like, man, if you're gonna be down, like, be consistent. Yeah. Don't just jump out there when it's affecting you.
Oh yeah, or it's when it helps you, allegedly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've had no indication of him being, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. NBA making a whole lot of money, winning chips, getting more technicals than everybody else. I mean, it'd be almost like if D-Rod said, I'm tired of them making me the angry black woman thing is crazy. But yet he's out there putting lipstick on, wearing, you know what I mean,
dresses,
hanging out at the crowbar, doing his thing.
Marrying himself and God knows who else.
I thought he married Mike Dicker. That wasn't him? Put on a dress and married Mike Dicker?
No, that was the football player. That was,
He was smoking marijuana and they took a lot of money away from him because he used marijuana.
Yeah. Smoked the marijuana until they decided that, we're not going to test for that anymore.
Right.
Now wait a minute. Is
Ricky Williams, that was his name.
Yeah. Now is not to jump subjects, but is Barry Bonds banned or it's just a wink wink?
It's a wink wink like what they did for Shador.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a wink wink.
No, okay.
He's got to come out there and admit what he did, and then we'll let you in. And that doesn't make sense. I just wish they would stop with the nonsense.
Right.
It's like telling somebody, yeah, just they do that too when you're on parole. Yeah, just admit what you did, and we might turn you loose. Damn, well, I've been in here 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it wasn't illegal, and you weren't testing for it back when you were making all the money off of it, were you?
Well, I mean, he was doing it to ease the pain. He said.
Okay, well, it worked. But he was a Hall of Famer before the alleged deer antler spread.
100%. So you got MJ. So MJ is going to be doing something. That's the GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. With NBC, bro. Is that what is my understanding?
Is he starting his own network, or he's got to be coming out with something to join major broadcast television? It's got to be a marketing angle on his part. But yeah, that's the alleged scenario that's coming up, that we're going to have Michael Jeffrey Jordan on NBC.
How long do you think this will last?
A couple of days.
Man, that would be great, man, to hear him talk about. And you guys call this guy the GOAT. And they mentioned something about Isaiah Thomas. He's like,
let's let him on television. Let all them bitches have it. Scottie Pippen, Isaiah Thomas, LeBron James.
Here's some of my stories from my perspective, since y'all like to, tell all these stories.
Make all these rants about a video I made 20 damn years ago. On The Last Dance.
Jordan could be sitting there. This reminded me of the time when I told him I was going to bust his ass and score 60, and I put up 70. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. Just reminding people.
Yeah. Instead of everybody else getting deals and contracts off telling stories about them. Yeah, let me give you the real story. As a matter of fact, this is the last week I'm going to do it. Any more stories you'd have to hear on the Michael Jordan Story Network.
So Cooper, Flag. Cooper Flag. So the Mavs, they had a 1.8% chance to get the number 1 overall pick. Your Chicago Bulls had a 1.7% chance. The Mavs, and it was only because of tiebreaker too, bro. Like they had the same record, bro. Just the Bulls just can't. We did.
You can't win, child. You just can't win.
Oh, that close, bro. That close, bro. That's like, man, somebody went in the big lotto and you was just one number off. You know what I mean? You had all the numbers. You even had the big number, but you just one digit off. If I would have just took 11 instead of 12, you know what I mean? Like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, they're cursed.
So
it should be cursed.
Does this, because a lot of people couldn't make sense, except for me, because I'm a two-way player. You're not getting max money. I don't care how many cigarettes you smoke or what shithole country you're from. Right? How many jerseys they're selling. I don't care. You're rich if you know what I mean? That being said, Luka, they moved off him, traded him for Mr. Glass, Unibrow, and then they get rewarded with someone who's better than Luka. Have I said so? Is he better than Luka? Flag?
He's younger, more athletic.
Seems to be more of a competitor.
Yeah, I like that kid. He'll develop into a player. I guarantee he'll make the Mavericks fans forget about Luka by the middle of next season.
We've been postulating that it's all fixed. You think the lottery's fixed?
Yeah, it's a damn scam. Come on, man. They traded a damn NBA superstar to
the Lakers.
To the Lakers and pick up.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, we'll take care of you. Right.
We'll take care of you in the end. This is what the NBA needs.
Wow.
And LA with the soon to be descent of LeBron. And it's okay. We'll take care of you in the draft. What are they going to do?
Would you trade the rights for Cooper Flag for a LeBron or say a Luka?
No.
If you're the GM?
No.
Make your fans happy. Bring Justin Fields back. I mean, bring
Luka back.
bring Luca back. Make your fans happy.
They wouldn't want him back.
And you definitely wouldn't do it for LeBron.
He's done.
You can't say he's done. He's still putting up numbers. You see his stats he's padding.
Yeah, he's done.
But a lot of talk about they should trade that pick. Why? Why would they want to? Why would they want to trade?
Trade it for what? For who?
I mean, right? Why?
You're getting a
Generational player.
generational player on a rookie deal. And
Poor and stupid.
Poor and stupid.
Drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, you allegedly got Mr. Glass at the 4-5, and sometimes, and Kyrie might come back sometime next year, and so I mean,
man,
you really don't have a lot of choices.
They need to be moving those sometime guys out of there and building this thing around Cooper Flag. What I'd be doing is trying to get rid of sometimes and bringing in what's his name, a Giannis Tumpo. I'd have him and Cooper Flag in Dallas, bro.
Oh yeah, you package you up Mr. Glass and a Kyrie, and yeah,
you mess around and keep Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? You can give him Mr. Glass and some
contract wise,
yeah, and some draft picks and some other slasher guys. Yep, come in with a Giannis.
By the time Kyrie comes back healthy, and you're sitting there with Cooper Flag and Giannis, and throw your Kyrie in the mix now, you should be.
And when those guys retire, now you got a Cooper Flag who's ready to take the next step. Veteran, yeah.
Drop dead gorgeous.
He dropped dead gorgeous, man.
Yeah,
man, Chicago boy would have went crazy.
Oh man,
man, they'd been drinking. Ace, you'd have been walking past bars. Come on in, drinking. What do you think about Cooper Flag?
Oh yeah, we would have had all drop dead gorgeous teams. Shit, Giddy and Flag. They probably would have moved your guy out of here.
Can we put a package together? Can we put a package together for him?
If they wasn't a deal, you damn right.
What do we got?
I don't know. Shit, well, whoever. Who do you want?
I don't think we got anything. All right, I don't think we got anything. That's the problem.
We got Kobe.
All right.
We got Kobe, the 12th pick, and we'll give you Giddy. Give you our whole damn backcourt and our damn draft pick.
Next 2 draft picks.
Yeah, whatever you want. It don't matter.
All right. Phil Simms, Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
He told Abdul Carter, who wore number 11. Remember, I was asking, the dude didn't even wear Lawrence Taylor's number. And you come to New York. It's like, bro, I played at number 14 in college, and I come to Chicago. Yeah, give me 23.
Yeah. I'm liking that. That's the 4 minus 1 equals 23, or 4 plus 1, or 1 plus 1, and man. No,
if that would have came up in the interview, you know what I mean? That would have been a fail. It'd have been an immediate fail. You know, you got all right, we can live with this, and you can still pass. No, we can't live with that.
Yeah, all right. I don't care if he is a damn crackhead. He's one of the greatest crackheads in the history of the NFL, and you haven't played one damn down of football.
Right. All right. So then then he turned around and wanted to wear number 11 after. Imagine you're Phil Simms. This guy comes in there. He don't ask you first. Ace, can I have your number? He wanted to play in Tory number first. and then his number matches your number. And now he's like, yeah, can I play in your number? What are you going to tell him?
Listen here, you son of a bitch. You go to the equipment room like every other rookie and find some numbers that are available, not in the damn organization's ring of fame, and then you try and figure out who the hell you're going to play, what number you're going to get from there. And if you mention my name one more time, I'm going to send Lawrence Taylor directly to your house.
And those guys should put it in their final words, their deeds, their wills, their trust. Nobody in my family, nobody on my behalf into perpetuity can allow anyone for any reason, even if it's my son, grandson, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what the emotional story is. All right, maybe they can rent it for one season. You know what I mean? But no.
I wouldn't even allow that, man. Come on.
And number 23 should be retired from the NBA.
Absolutely.
And number 34 should be retired from the NFL.
Absolutely.
That's right, the Walter Payton Award and all this and that.
Yeah.
And they don't talk about what he did in football. They act like he was just another football player, bro.
No, he went to HBCU, so he was lucky.
Historically black and Copper University.
Yeah.
Okay. Saints need a QB, man. So it seems like the drop dead gorgeous quarterback who kept being injured every season and keep getting re-signed and offered this max money. What's his name? He was on the Raiders for all those years.
Derek Carr.
Drop dead gorgeous. So yeah, he retires after the draft. SOB.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He could have let the team know, man. More than likely, I'm not coming back.
Let me say this.
Yeah, if they were to draft Shakur and then he retired, it would have made more sense in my mind.
Let me say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't give a damn about any team in the NFL that needs a quarterback, and let that kid drop to the 5th damn round. And there's so many of them that need it desperately to have another quarterback on their staff, especially a kid that was a first-round talent that dropped to the 5th round. You colluded to take the bag away from this kid and his damn brother, and now you want us to feel sorry for you because your damn quarterback retired on you after the damn draft. I'm sure he told them some guns that he didn't want, it was a possibility he couldn't play any damn more. Even if he did, you should have been hedging your bets that you needed a quarterback because he was hurt. So if any team comes out talking about they need a damn quarterback, if Aaron Rodgers never shows up in Pittsburgh, if anybody's quarterback gets hurt in the preseason, they can kiss my ass. They had a chance to get a quarterback.
Ditto. And Pittsburgh can kiss it anyway because they had a quarterback. They should have stayed with Justin all last season, and then signed him on that team-friendly deal that he signed over there in the Jets, and they wouldn't be in this situation. But they've been coddling Aaron Rodgers, having his fantasy. But then you couldn't work with it. But you ran Roethlisberger out of town because he was a veteran and didn't want to listen to you. And I supported you, Tomlin. I thought it was. I didn't know what was in Roethlisberger's heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now he's tickling the bum of a quarterback who had a terrible season last year.
Who called the city of Chicago slaves.
Yeah.
Well, he said he owns us.
Yeah. Yes.
Which would make us slaves. All right, hold on. Marcus Newsom said Caleb Cutler. Is that?
No.
Cuddy did hold that ball, and Cuddy would let it go and throw some picks though.
Yeah, Cuddy would try and fire it in there, build the stats up.
Hey, Cuddy's a great podcaster though. He's underrated, man. They ought to move him in, sit him next to. I'd have him next to Shannon. I'd get the other guy out of there, bro. All right, Melon Smasher said Williams' father also operates as his business manager. Carl Williams asked for equity in the Bears organization.
Yeah,
someone is trying to sell a book, absolutely pooping on your son's team.
Yeah. I mean, all of this was known. And, I can't say I wouldn't agree with it, especially knowing that Chicago had the #1 pick and who their coach was and they didn't have a coordinator. Well, they had Getsy. And then Getsy was gone, and then they didn't even have a coordinator when they were looking to draft his son. So,
yeah, but they didn't even take Kingsbury. They didn't do anything to appease him.
Yeah. So they said we're drafting you no matter what. I'm gonna tickle you. I'm gonna tickle your bum no matter what.
And we'll get more into that. And they didn't want to talk to nobody else.
Yeah, fire Ryan Poles.
I know I can't say retarded on YouTube, but you'd have to be retarded, Ace, to be in that position that you're looking for a guy to be basically the CEO of your football team, meaning a quarterback. And first of all, you move off Justin.
Yeah,
you could have kept, which would have gave you more leverage. You could have just kept him, but you're worried about this dude's Yeah, we're gonna save this. He said Caleb has a legal team, not an agent. They tried to get around taxes and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you don't think the NFL was set up for that? Come on.
Well, you're talking about Carl Williams here. He's the next LeVar Ball.
Yeah, okay, fine.
The next Manny. All right. Should have been some red flags for polls. Hearing that Caleb's camp doesn't want Eberflus or Waldron. Facts.
But we didn't want Eberflus or Waldron.
True.
Yeah, he should have been fired at the end of last year.
True.
Yeah, and your general manager vouched for him, stood up for him, came out at the beginning of the next damn year and vouched for him again. And Diesel says, all these decisions this year are on Ryan Poles. Get this
Can we just rename them Fire Poles? We'll drop the name Ryan and just call him
Fire Poles.
Henceforth, we'll refer to Ryan Poles as Fire Poles. All right.
Yeah.
But I guess at some point they had already made their bed with both of them for the start of 2025, which was idiotic, moronic.
Yeah.
He says, well, if I had a choice, maybe I wouldn't have been a Bears fan, but here we are. I feel you, bro. The final cherry is on the top of the 2024 Poop Sunday. His dad says he'll be the voice for Caleb and take the bullets. Anything Carl said in this article is directly from Caleb. Facts. We're going to get into it because there's some nuance here, man, when I be talking about Caleb, though, bro, and how this could be affecting a locker room, bro.
Yeah.
And some of the whispers that was coming out, when he was at SC and all of that. And to you been harping, and now the local media is finally talking about, and to know all of this, Courtney Cronin, and to know all of this, and Ryan Poles not to even, sit down and interview those other quarterbacks at that point to give himself some negotiating. We've been saying this, Courtney Cronin, but you guys were all up Caleb's bum, calling them generational.
Generational. No competition.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hurt his feelings. We need to just have our generational quarterback in there. Whatever else happens after him happens.
We're getting a rookie Pat Mahomes who says he patterns his life after Smug Rogers.
Yeah. That should have been a red flag.
Red flag. Not Russell Wilson. Not Action Jackson. Not one of these copper-colored quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Smug Rogers. A damn Packer. And you want to be a Viking. Because you don't get me started. All right, hold on. Because we're saving this Melon Smasher. This is the last thing we're going to talk about today. But I do want to get through his comments. His dad says he'll be the voice. All right. Caleb Williams has come out as autosexual. Has he? Is this true?
Wait a minute. He's what? What is that term again? Let me look that up.
Autosexual. No, he's wrote it. You can look it up for fact checking. Go ahead, bro.
Autosexuality
refers to a sexual orientation where individuals experience primary sexual attraction and desire towards themselves. Oh no, he's got to be making this up. You got to look it up. Hey, we got to look it up. Did Caleb Williams say he's that? Because that makes sense.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh man, this Melon Smasher guy is great. He's Chicago Bears to trade for Alvin Kamara. With the Bears spending their 39th overall pick on Luther Burden, they've shown they can make luxury edition now. Bears need to pick up the phone, work out a deal. At the end of the day, the Saints aren't going to get a haul for Kamara by any means, but a mirror. They can keep Kamara. You know what I mean? They can keep him.
Autosexual person experiences sexual attraction primarily toward themselves rather than towards others. This means they may prefer or find more pleasure in autoeroticism than in partner sex, according to Healthline. Autosexuality doesn't preclude romantic attraction or desire for partnered relationships.
But if he came out and said that, you see if you can find something attaching Caleb to saying that, because that would be hilarious. All right, Pickens to the Cowboys, bro. I don't want to spend much time on this, but what they gave him up for a 3. Your boy Fire Poles gave up a 2 for a receiver. I can't even remember his name.
Claypool.
Yeah.
Yeah. They tank you.
You know what we're gonna do, bro? I'm gonna make a case for keeping Ryan Poles, and you're gonna make a case for fire Poles. You can, send me any document. You can share any documents, and diagrams, and stats you need, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a debate on this channel, bro.
All right.
Hire, you know what I mean? Rehire or fire Ryan Poles, the copper colored, who's got himself a female zaddy.
Caleb Williams has come out as an autosexual.
Wow.
Autosexuality refers to sexual orientation, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Caleb Williams was spotted in Chicago with supermodel Ali C, also known as Gorlock the Destroyer, who is autosexual.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. See, but I'm just watching these videos alone, and I ain't got the balls to get up and go ask somebody for some help. We're going to get there. All right. Pickens. All right. Hall of Fame Jones.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny you sent me that article on Hall of Fame. We were talking about Velus Jones, you guys. Ace, I literally have got to do it, but I was going to do a update on Velus Jones.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And then you sent me something on Velus Jones. I'm like, this is incredible. Yeah, he's basically barely in the league.
Yeah. It should be out by the end of training camp.
But Poles used the AI to
tickle his bum into
selecting him.
Yeah. And had allegedly had a chance in training camp to move him on to another team for whatever draft pick we could have used in this damn draft, and declined to do it. Took him to the opening day roster and set him to the middle of the season and then cut him.
Knowing Poles, he called the other team back. Can I still get that deal? After the fumble on national TV. They hung up on
fire Poles.
They hung up on him, Ace. All right. Speaking of fire Poles, and he's got a family. He's got himself a zaddy. I think there's something going on with him, that assistant. That's why that assistant didn't take a head coaching job, because he's walking around with his little boy toy, in my opinion. All right.
Overall, feel really good. It came together. Makes me proud of the preparation that we put into it. Feel really good. It came together. Makes me proud of the preparation that we put into it. Talked about us running simulations all the time. Ever since we put that process in, it really has eased our mind in terms of different scenarios that could pop up.
Why is he not using the damn Bluetooth?
Yeah, eased his mind, though. His mind is eased.
They think this is cool, this generation. I'll be seeing people doing this all the time. I'm like, your car's not you've got the technology, just connect it, bro. What's your problem?
Yeah.
He's going to be texting and driving.
And make sure that we're ready to adjust, adapt, move around the board.
Yeah.
But I thought all of our work that we put into it came through for us.
For those who don't know what that is, and I've heard you mention it more than once now, what is that technology? What is that simulation thing you got going on?
Yeah, we feed a lot of data into basically a
draft pick
simulator that picks.
But see, he's the bottom, because that's why the boy toy is the bottom. That's why Poles is driving.
Players around us, and what it does is it forces us to look at the board and the situation that we're in terms of, are we going to pick, player A or player B? We'll sequence the board, so we literally have player 1 through 150 ranked.
Look at that
in sequence. So when we go through that, it makes
the
selection process a lot cleaner, but it creates a lot of really good discussions before the draft ever kicks off. We probably ran that 350 times before we actually got to the draft. Jeff King holds the title as the most the heaviest user of all of us, but I was personally able to do that 100 to 150 times before. So you just feel comfortable and confident with the different things that could pop up.
That's quite the rabbit hole.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And it also can help with just kind of the depth of the draft in different positions. It has a feel for that. Obviously, the further you go in the draft, the less reliable it becomes, but really gets us tuned into where we need to be for the first 3 to 4 rounds.
If what Papa Bear Hallis would tell him, nigga, why am I paying you? And he would use the exact words. Then why am I paying you, nigga?
Right. Because my real question is, it explains a lot as to why he doesn't talk to these top players
Mm-hmm.
because his computer, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
eliminates them. You
Yes.
know, the fact that you want to talk to Jaden Daniels, you never talk to the kid from Houston, CJ Stroud,
Never
and
talked to him. Bo Nix.
yeah,
You got to
and
bring them in for negotiating power. Go ahead, bro.
negotiating power, and just to see what's on their mind as far as players are concerned. What is their, their what's going on between, the ears. Just talking to your one player that your computer told you was generational, and there's no reason that you should pick anybody else. Won't let you know if this damn defensive back that you or stud defensive end edge rusher that comes up in free agency in 4 or 5 years, who after you talk to him, you knew he was a stud, that you're available to get him in a few years, has what it takes. Has what it takes when you talk to him the first time. He showed it on the field, and now his contract's up, and maybe you can negotiate a trade or bring him in to make your team better. But how would you know if you never ever damn talked to him because the computer told you, yeah, he doesn't fit the GT model, whatever the hell he's got going on, tickling his bum up there at Hallis Hall.
Yeah, he's like Dr. Spock, but then he's got a little yes man next to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that he claims isn't a yes man. But if he wasn't, all right. So if you're going to be Dr. Spock, you got to have a Captain Kirk with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sure, the computer says that, boss. But when we went to see him play, I know his arms are short. Oh, that's Scotty. But, you need a Scotty. You need all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
just like your damn chat GTP told you, like, yeah, this guy's got character issues. Yeah, he's the greatest player in the damn draft, and he happened to fall to us at 9, but we're gonna trade back. We're the smartest, smuggest some bitches in the room. We're gonna trade back and not pick this all pro defensive tackle. We need a damn 3 technique in the worst way. And we're going to go and take a chance on it.
We're going to take a chance on this 26-year-old Valus Jones. Bro, I read that article about him. He was like 28-year-old Valus Jones. I'm like, dang. He's barely in the league. I'm like, Hall of Fame Jones, 28 already?
Yeah. He was old when we drafted him. And then, we kept him for a few years.
Right,
and we had another chance to get rid of his ass. And the son bitch said, "Oh yeah, no, the coaches said he's looking good at running back, and then you fire the damn coaches and then cut his ass."
What a computer told him to do all these things.
Man, fire poles.
And then he said it don't work in the later rounds, which explains why he sucks in the later rounds. So while y'all just say, all right, well then what are y'all doing, man, in the later rounds? Nobody's asking these questions. And why am I not hearing any other GMs talk about they're using this? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody's using it. What the hell is the scouting department for? Who's working up there in Hallis Hall? Well, you got a damn general manager using ChatGPT.
And they thought I was joking when I was saying this. And they asked him about it finally. I'm like, finally, somebody asked him about it. Yeah, and we sit around, we smell like French. We just do it over and over again, and the computer does all the work.
350 times. Yeah. Oh, got my nipples hard about 300. Time number 349. I knew we were in there then.
Now, had he been using his own brain, his own intuition, his own consciousness, which is the experience I expect him to have been getting over these years, Ace, what he would have been able to figure out is that intuition he's talking about. It helps me figure out, be able to know what the other teams might do. No, you should know that by now because you've been in it. You've been on the phones. You've been talking to people.
Right.
You watch previous drafts. You know what I mean? You know how these GMs move. But no, you're too busy playing with the computer.
Yeah.
Smuggles.
Yeah, man. I know that's your guy, Diesel, but fire poles.
They're predicting us to finish last in the division again, Mister. We're going to take it up the north and
overall feel really good. It came to
all right, but we got
what stands out?
We got Dennis Allen.
What were we calling him? Dick Allen? Big
Oh
Dick
yeah,
Allen?
Big Dick Allen. That's
Yeah.
Big Dick Allen. We got Big Dick Allen. He's old school. I see
Yeah.
why they ran him out of town. I can only imagine saying, "Get in here, boy, and grab my whip." Did you bring my whip? Dennis Allen, boy. They say they wanted some disciplinary. All right, here we go. Here we go.
With Shamar, what stands out to you about his skill set?
Yeah, look, I mean, he's athletic.
Yeah,
You
athlete.
know, I think that was the first thing that we saw.
got
big
You
thighs.
see, you know, explosion and power with this player.
Strong
I
butt.
think he's got the right temperament for what we're looking for. You know,
Poor
I think we'll have to put the saddle on him and break him a little bit. I think we'll have to put the saddle on him and break him a little bit. You know, but
Is this 2025?
you know, we'd rather have to pull the reins back
What's your name?
Come here, boy.
rather than have to whip him to get him to go. So rather than have to whip him to get him to go. So rather than have to whip him to get him to go. So you know, we're excited about working with him.
Air quotes problematic.
You can imagine my face when I was listening to that. Ace. I'm like, wow.
This is gold. Platinum.
Oh man, big ups to air quotes, man.
Yeah. 2025, yeah. Damn. Defensive coordinator comes in talking about pulling the reins back. It's better to pull the reins back than to have to whip him to get him to go.
And they're still in 2025, bro. Another part that in the dress was all through the interview, they'd ask him about the pink players.
Mhm.
Oh, he's so smart.
He's smart.
Yeah. What do you like about this big buck? Oh,
He's athletic.
just bored, stupid athlete. You know what I mean? When I say jump, he says how high.
Oh my gosh.
Now we just gotta be able to coach him up, make sure he knows where he's supposed to be. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta rein him back when he just sends out there and gets athletic, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NFL.
But we'd rather have to pull the reins back than have to whip him.
That guy had the roots music playing in the background, man. All right. We had, speaking of coaching, we had Eric Bieniemy, all right, who was high on my head coaching list.
Yeah.
And I said, that's what I said, man. Damn. So they got him over there coaching the running backs and the bum running backs team. It's probably our worst room in all of the rooms.
Yeah, it was the rookies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they were the rookies. He was going in. Oh, hit the cone. I like it.
Yeah. The cone doesn't move. What the fuck are you hitting the cone?
Retarded? I told you not to hit the cone. You're supposed to be a professional athlete. You're hitting the cone.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a level of accountability that the Bears haven't had. He's sticking with the rookies and then move it up to the other poor and stupids in his room. And hopefully it works out. We can find a few guys that are not willing or that are willing to run the ball and not run out of bounds or fall down immediately upon contact like we've had in the last few years with Eberflush and Fire Poles' last few squads.
Oh yeah, they're not going to be running out of bounds. No. I mean, you got a big guy like, I mean, it's different. It depends on who you are, but if you're a Rome Odumze, man, you know, you shouldn't really, I mean, it's a business decision. If it's a Ronnie Lott running up there, yeah, you don't step out of bounds.
Yeah.
Pat Ronnie Lott on the back, yeah, baby. Yeah, I stepped out of bounds, nigga.
Yeah, way to be smart.
Yeah. You know, if it's a Lawrence Taylor out there, you know, you're going to make a business decision, but they be running out of bounds, bro. It could be the quarterback on a big six.
Like,
yeah, they run out of bounds from the quarterback, bro.
Truck that, bro. Go score.
The punter made them run out of bounds. They just in a habit. They've been coached to run out of bounds, bro, just like they coaching a step back. And I've looked at these step back shots, Ace, and these kids are lifting their pivot foot twice.
Yeah,
it's no longer basketball.
They don't care. They don't call it, so you might as well do it.
Yeah. It's no longer basketball. All right. Let's go through the schedule right quick and then talk Coddled Caleb.
All right.
What I want to do, week 1, I'm just going to do it by weeks. There's Ace.
W.
That's 9. We don't have these. All right, Ace. Week 1, we're at home against the drop dead gorgeous rookie quarterback, whatever his name is, that the Bears could have got if Caleb didn't want to be here, and it was Minnesota was so infatuated with him. I'd have gotten a haul, Ace. And I even mentioned, bro, I was interested in McCarthy. Remember, I told you that.
Yeah.
We could have ended up with McCarthy, could have kept Justin, had McCarthy developing, you know what I mean, and had all those athletes.
Plus whatever else we could have fleeced.
Oh, we had so many athletes. But you don't trade in your division. You don't trade a generational quarterback. This guy's Pat Mahomes. You don't trade, man. Please. And I'd have been, every time we played them, I'd have been telling my defense, feeding them alligator meat, Ace, telling them this guy right here thought he was better than y'all. He didn't want to come here.
You didn't want to come here. Yeah. Look at this book and look at this halter top and look at him painting his damn nails and shit.
And he's like, what kind of sexual is he, Ace?
He's a autosexual.
Yeah, right.
He's a what?
He should have been in D.C. And I said it. They should have released him to his destiny. He's from D.C.
Yeah.
He didn't have the balls to come out and demand it.
We'd have been strapped with
6'4" Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Running a 4.2 40, had the same athleticism of Justin Fields. I probably would have never even mentioned Justin again had we got Jaden and he played like that.
Yeah.
You never would have heard Justin's name come out of my mouth except for Justin who.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, Minnesota Vikings. We got the rookie quarterback. We got our new defensive coordinator. We don't have to pick a score. I got the Bears in this game. What you got there? And national TV too, bro.
Monday Night Football, bear down.
So you going Bears?
Yeah.
W from week 1. W in week 1. Week 2 at Lions. You got our coach, Coach BJ, back home. The wide receivers, Antoine L back home. So what you got?
This game, the Bears always play the Lions tough in Detroit. Well, they play them tough.
I got a W. It's Detroit.
Well,
and they lost their defensive coordinator.
Well, I wanted Ben Johnson for addition.
You did say that.
By subtraction.
Yeah, you wanted first. I heard to say that.
And so I'll go with a W. Bears.
Yeah, but don't discount the copper-colored defensive coordinator they had last year.
He's the head coach of the Jets now.
Yeah, he worked magic with all those players were hurt. Record number of starters hurt.
So they're going through a transition year. Even though they don't want to admit it, they want to put everything on the head coach. But
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, how about them boys, bro? You got Dak Prescott. We're going to Dallas. Is this at home? This at home.
That's
so you got Eberflus coming back to town. He's defensive coordinator. He's at the helm. Okay. What you got right here? Home game, Dallas, bro.
Home game. We got to defend the home.
I'm going Bears.
I got a W at home.
Yeah, we've got a history of mauling these guys in Soldier Field. All right.
And they're soft.
Yeah, they're soft at the crawl. All right. Las Vegas, and they like to tweet. The best defensive player, he likes to be online. He's a Kevin Durant type. All right. At the Raiders, bro. Drop dead gorgeous. Don't forget, you got Tom Brady's brain involved now.
That's gonna be a tough game, man. They got the running back. It's week 4.
What you talking about? I got Bears.
I'll take
Who's their quarterback? Oh, you like Geno. You've been a Geno guy for years.
Yeah, I'll take a loss there. L.
This guy's been a Geno guy for years. I can't figure out why. All right, he's still in the league. If you could just figure it out, get some coach believe in him. If you could just, All right, let me see here. Let me check. All right, my bad. Okay. At Washington Commanders. Are they in our division? Like, why are we playing them every year? Why are we always playing there?
Well, it's our year to play the NFC East. So that's why we end up playing them again there.
And why are we always playing them in their house?
I don't know. That's their stadium stinks, man. I'm walking out at halftime of the game last year, the Phil Mary game,
Yeah.
and they have absolutely no continuity of how to walk around, how to get from the stadium to your seats to the bathroom to the concession stands and walk around to another part of the stadium. So I'm actually walking like keep moving, keep moving. We can't get to our seats unless we keep moving. And then people start walking in one direction and walking the other direction. Otherwise, it was just, all over the place. And the people working there didn't give a shit. And there was no,
That's the
man.
world we're in.
Oh my gosh.
Everything's not ordered like Chicago. When you had Andy Frayne and people in it, hey buddy, if you're gonna stop right there, you're gonna get out of the way. They blow the whistle, then the cop comes over, and you don't know what's in his heart.
Yeah, get y'all ass out the way and keep moving
Right.
so I can get to my seats. I gotta piss. I gotta get another couple
and I
beers.
paid $900 for well, you know what I mean. And I paid X amount of dollars for this ticket.
Yeah, I'm just trying to drink, go take a leak, and get back to my seat with another drink.
All right, so week 5. Let me make sure I didn't miss a bye because it's
Yeah, we did have a bye.
We did have a bye, and week 5 is a bye.
Yeah, that's going to be good for us this year.
Early bye, yeah, more room.
Right.
All right, so week 6, I got a L.
We can trade Cole commit by then.
Okay, I got an L in the Commanders game.
All right, I'm going with a loss too. We lucked up and pushed them to the brink last year, but
so Ben Johnson, the great, sexy, hot name, is going to come off a bye and go to the Commanders and lose.
Yeah,
to a team that we almost beat last year.
Yeah, well, they've acquired some talent as well as the Bears have,
and they've been to the playoffs and won playoff games, so they got a certain swagger.
Yeah.
All right. New Orleans Saints. Who's going to be at the helm for this team?
Who cares? W.
Week 7. I agree. Right now, I got the Bears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got them 5-1 right now, bro, through week 7.
Yeah, I got them at 5-2.
No, you got them at 1, 2, 3, 4-2.
4-2, okay.
That's the bye.
Yeah, the bye. So you got them at 5-1. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we did the Saints. Yeah. Week 8, bro. Action Jackson at Baltimore. They got a tradition and a history of winning. I'm going with an L.
Yeah, I'll take an L there.
What time is that game? Yeah, noon game.
Yeah, I hope to be at the game.
All right. At the Bengals. Try out there, gorgeous.
W. And if we get that Trey Hendrickson guy, I don't know. Ryan Pohl's supposed to be on the phones, allegedly, but we get Hendrickson in the training camp from those guys for a number 2 pick.
Oh yeah, man! You can cancel Christmas. We get Hendrickson.
Yeah, we have to go back through the schedule, but I'm going with a victory there in Cincinnati. W.
All right, I'm gonna take an L there. Week 10. At home against the G-Men, I'll take a W there. I don't respect them.
W. I don't respect them at all.
Right. They got a rookie quarterback too, don't they?
They didn't want Shador. They were part of the collusion as well.
All right.
No, they got Russell Williams. They got Russell Wilson.
Who cares?
Yeah.
All right. At Minnesota Vikings. The rookie's been a little, he's had some simmering.
He'll be hurt by then. W. You gonna split with the Vikings?
There's a rookie. He's a rookie quarterback. I'll take the W. I don't respect the rookies. I don't care who they are, how generational they claim to be.
Yeah.
All right, Mike Tomlin. All right, man, that'll be a game to go to. Boy, you got the Steelers coming to town. That's a noon game.
They don't kick off.
Who's their quarterback? It'll probably be Aaron Rodgers. The league trying to set it up.
Mason Rudolph will be their damn quarterback. They don't have a damn quarterback. They passed on Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, if it's Mason Rudolph, I'm taking a W.
I'm taking a W anyway. And if they bring Aaron Rodgers to Chicago, we'll see who he owns.
Yeah. Man, slaves out of y'all. I wasn't living in the city when he was doing that because I'd have found him. All right. We got I mean, you know what I mean? Where was O'Block and all these guys at? Remember? He owned the city.
Yeah.
You know I mean?
This some bitch kind of town talking about he owns.
Yeah. All right. At Philly. Ooh, Charlie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take an L.
Definitely taking an L there. It'll be a good game.
Yeah, whatever. At the Green Bay Packers.
At Green Bay.
I'll take the L because I just don't want to be a complete homer here.
Yeah, and I don't think the league will let us beat them twice in a season. So I'll take the L there.
What, have we played them already?
Well, we the last game we beat them was there.
Oh yeah, I got you. Oh yeah, they love to make up rules.
Yeah,
Bears at Green Bay, don't they? And because it's Bears at Green Bay.
The ball fluttered to the left when it should have fluttered right. So the field goal counts and the game's over.
By rule. You're sitting around like, wait, what? Nitpicky stuff.
And then they'll come back on Wednesday like, oh yeah, the officials made a mistake, but there's nothing we could do.
All right, then we got a noon game against the Browns. We got some historical teams coming to
F the Browns. That's a W.
Yeah, I agree because I don't know who's at the helmet. Well, it might be
Shedeur.
No, the guy who used to play for Baltimore. Baltimore moved off of him when they got
Joe Flacco. There's no way Joe. If Joe Flacco's playing for them in Week 15, they're in trouble.
All right. At home against those stinky, disgusting, putrid
FGB. And I'll take the W.
I'm taking the W there. You're damn right. You're damn right. At 49ers, national TV, 7:20 Chicago time, which will be 5:20 here on the coast.
They keep talking. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
They keep talking about Brock Purdy and, the 49ers and, all this crap. It got rid of all his damn receivers to pay his ass. And you're looking at basically Kittle and Purdy. And we don't know who's going to be their running back. That's a W for the Bears.
You're making a good point. Are you telling me they've taken all of the melanin out of the skill positions in San Francisco? The running back, the tight end, the quarterback.
And tell me, and they're going to be still a good team because the quarterbacks drop dead gorgeous, the tight ends drop dead gorgeous, and the head coaches drop dead gorgeous. So they're a smart team.
I'm just the type of guy to do that. I should interview with the Raiders. They might be interested. Tell them, look, I'm willing to have all skill positions be drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, go out there and find those meth mims.
Well, you had the guy, what's the name was cold, man, that receiver for the Rams.
Oh,
he just moved off of him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was nice, man.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp was nice. You find you a Cooper Kupp. You find you the running back, CMC. You know what I'm saying? You can be nice out there, bro. The tight ends, bro, you could be nice. Find you that dude you like so much for KC at the tight end position.
Yeah, he's done. But
you can find him.
Yeah, I get the guy off the Raiders, not the starter, the guy that's on the second tight end they got.
Yeah, the young one. Yeah. All right, so then we go into week 17 at home against those Niners and Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I said, well, and if Christian McCaffrey is still there, week 17, he'll be hurt. So I'm going with the Bears, W.
I'm going with the L. And you know what? I got a message for you and Diesel.
Mm.
Maybe I'll save it till he's back on the show.
Okay.
Yeah. San Francisco 49ers, Green Bay Packers. Okay. And then we got the Lions to be determined.
Yeah, that's a W. Lions got to come to Chicago in January.
Yeah.
W.
What was the guy that the Niners just moved off of and Philly picked him up? Receiver / running back /
Ayuk, or you talking about Debo?
Debo. And I asked you and Diesel, you and Diesel, should we take Debo? And I ain't got no interest, blah, blah, blah. You know, same thing when I was harping on Jalen Carter during the draft and pre-draft, and telling you guys I saw the footage, and oh my God, he reminded me of Tommy Harris in his prime. And I don't know if Tommy Harris was taking a booger sugar / MEP / steroid speedball. But same thing, bro. Same thing. Philly, who's winning Super Bowls and perennially getting to Super Bowls, are doing the moves that I'm telling you and Debo to do. And you and Debo don't sit there and listen to me. I just wanted to point that out to you. The only thing I was wrong about was probably Hall of Fame Jones. I still think he was used wrong. And if Coach BJ had him, this guy would be special.
Oh, wait a minute. Debo is in Philly?
Yeah. Ain't that who picked him up? Yeah.
Wow. That's a pretty...
And they got him for peanuts.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
But no, he's in Washington.
There it is. That's my point. But there you go. He's in Washington, bro. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He could be on the Bears. It's addition by subtraction. Sometimes we got to take these players so we don't have to compete against them.
But he signed a contract with the 49ers, so I think they're paying him like 20+ million. So I don't think the Bears had any interest financially.
All right. Week 18. I got the L in the San Francisco game. So week 18, Lions at home. Time to be determined.
W. It'll probably be a primetime game if it means anything. Definitely game of the week.
You got a W, huh?
Yeah.
What did I do? Where did we play the Lions?
The Lions should be fell apart by the end. And they come to Chicago in January. Matthew Stafford, Jason Goff coming to Chicago in January.
Yeah, but I got to take the L just because I took the W early, and it'd be tough to believe. Although we play them well, but the NFL don't like us.
Yeah, not at all.
All right, so I got us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses. So that's going to put me square at 10-7. You got us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 losses. You got us finishing on a 4-game winning streak.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid because I predicted 10-7.
Yeah, but you got us at 12-5 here, drinking Kool-Aid here.
Yeah.
So let's see if there's a week you want to amend here. Let's go back. I'm just going to tell you your losses because you're going to have to change something. All right, Bears schedule. Yeah. So we're going to tell you your losses. All right. Week 4, you got them losing.
That's not our excuse.
At Raiders, you're not changing that. I mean, we got to change your wins. My fault. Yeah. All right, we got to change your wins. All right, week 1, Minnesota, you got us winning. At Detroit, you got us winning. Week 2.
Yeah, make that a
yeah, you got a new offense. You got this off the top quarterback in there. I'm watching video about myself and I can't get up because my panties were in, my thong was in my ass and I didn't want to walk and ask for help.
And I was asexually loving myself.
mean, that's what's going on. All right, you got it out there. Let's see if we can find one more L. All right, Dallas, you got us winning.
Yeah.
For some reason, you got us losing at the Raiders, but we're not changing that. All right. Week 6, you got us losing. Okay. 7 against New Orleans, you got us a W. 8 is already an L. 9, Cincinnati, at Cincinnati, you got us winning. All right. We keep that? You want to keep that?
Yeah, keep going. I mean, I'm on heads on that
All
one. Let me
right.
see.
At Cincinnati. All right. Week
Everybody's
10.
picking us to lose both of those games. I don't think that'll happen.
Week 10, the Giants, you're keeping that. Week 11, Minnesota.
Yeah, that's a win.
Week 12, Steelers, you got us winning.
Yeah.
Week 15, you got
That's
us
a losing.
Cleveland, you got us winning. Green Bay, you got us winning. Niners, you got us winning at San Fran, and then Detroit. So right now, you got us at 11 and 6.
11. I'm gonna sit there.
All right. And then this is, preliminary, bro.
Yeah.
We don't know who's going to get hurt. We don't know who's going to be flashing in camp. And to my point, didn't I tell you your boy Shador was going to be flashing in camp?
I mean, all right. Yeah, come on. We all knew that.
Oh, yeah, he's acting great. None of the reports about him are true. Yeah. We just underpaid this mooly.
Yeah, we all knew it was about taking the bag from him, showing up his dad, and showing him that, just because you got two kids that with the possibility, not just able to play at the level of a National Football League player, but the possibility of being drafted and invited to a camp, and and everybody is coming up with every reason under the sun why neither one of them should be in the NFL. We know it was just hate, collusion, and just an atrocity to what happened to him, that he fell to the 5th round, and another reason to fire damn Poles ass, I would have got Bilbo out of there and put Shador at my number 2 at quarterback, and brought in the other brother and had him, and because we need safeties. We got 2 safeties in the last years of their deal, and you want competition in every damn room. Bring in a Hall of Famer's son and see what the hell, what kind of competition he puts in your damn safety
Well, another
room,
point you was ahead
in
of
your
the
quarterback
curve.
room.
Well, another point you was ahead of the curve on was your concern that we didn't bring in. We moved off Justin and didn't bring a veteran to help to show this dude how not to be a douchebag and how to be a leader of men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Instead, we had an undrafted free agent in the room with him, and I don't know who the hell was the 3rd string quarterback last year.
No, but we had Bilbo Bajan, and we're not saying he's on steroids or his dad used them allegedly.
Yeah. But it wasn't. The whole team was set up to fail. You had a coach who didn't know how to win NFL games. You bring in a quarterback who didn't know how to win NFL games because he's coming out of college. Everybody behind him didn't know how to win a damn NFL game. You had a defensive coordinator who was your head coach and a defensive coordinator. Nobody knew how to finish or win an NFL game. So you got all this experience all around every room in your building, and you're trying to win.
I said that though. I said that was a problem. I said, how are you going to be an inexperienced GM with an inexperienced head coach, with an inexperienced offensive coordinator, with an inexperienced defensive coordinator, with an inexperienced quarterback, and expect anything positive to happen?
Yeah.
And Ben Johnson knew it. That's why he went out and put experience on his staff.
Yeah. I mean, and if they want to leave or there's I got the bag. I got $13 million a year for
Man,
God knows how many years. So
and they
why the
helping me
hell?
win.
Yeah, why the hell would I worry about how much you got paid or how much experience you got or how much you
But
would
I told
challenge
you
me?
Flus was autistic. So there's is a certain and big ups to the autism community
Yeah, shout out to the autistic
pumping
kids.
everybody up full of those VAXs and
Mm-hmm.
as babies, and it could be affecting them according to the Kennedy family.
Yeah, Kennedy's going to find a cure by this.
Yeah,
Was it this year, September,
yeah.
October?
And the Nation of Islam's been saying it for years.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
he goes to the mosque.
but he don't have those abilities to make those connections. The team was coming. Eberflus now reports are coming out saying, "Hey, we need more of this. We need more of that." Okay, well, go to your offensive coordinator. You know how it is, bro. You go to the guy in charge of your supervisor. Well, just talk to your female dog. If I thought that would have worked, if
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here talking to
I
you.
wouldn't have skipped them in the first place. I already know I know more than that son of a bitch.
Right.
I'm coming to you to try and make a change on the team.
Man. You know what I mean? And that was the problem. All those captains was coming to Flus, and Flus was, well, yes, we're a partnership. Remember that?
Yeah.
You're telling your kids, Ace. I know it's not a kid's parent, but still, we're a partnership. No, I don't own a part of this company. And when Caleb asked for part of the company, everybody told him he was crazy.
Yeah.
Until I own part of this company, we're not a what?
We're not a partnership, you son of a bitch. So go out there and be the damn head coach and figure out how the hell we got to win NFL games. And if that guy who's coaching the damn defense or my room doesn't know what the hell he's doing, he's got to get out of there. And we need somebody. Oh, it's too late. We're in the middle of the damn season.
All right, well, we're going to talk about these Caleb stories that came out before the draft, and Ryan Poles lied. It's a lot of liars, bro, and told us that none of that was true. We didn't find anybody who had these reports and blah, blah, blah. All right. Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. But let's see. Oh, we're not sharing nothing. Give me a second. Nobody can hear anything. You're not hearing that, Jim?
No, I didn't hear that, Bob.
Unconstitutional, Carl Williams told Wickersham whether his son could sign with, wait for it, the United Football League. Wow. That's the Rocks League, right? Yep. And become an unrestricted free agent this year.
The Rock.
Pick a team. Quote, the rookie cap is just unconstitutional, Carl Williams told Wickersham. That at the NFL Combine, oh my goodness, Caleb Williams met with Kevin O'Connell of the Minnesota Vikings. The two hit it off, and Caleb began to dream of what it would be like to play for the Vikings. I need to go to the Vikings, he told his father. Let's do it, his father replied. It's before the draft because they thought that Caleb would be drafted by the Bears. According to the article, both Caleb and Carl knew that a trade to a division rival was extremely unlikely. Bears GM Ryan Poles stood firm, telling Williams, quote, we're drafting you no matter what. This left only one option, to publicly attack the Bears in the city of Chicago, hoping it would make the situation untenable, similar to what John Elway did with his dad, Jack.
I mean, basically he told him, you can spit in my face and we're going to draft you.
Yeah, Summergun was holding out on his deal. I mean, he was the number one pick, so everything was slotted.
Yeah, he was the longest holdout. I'm saying, man, he's our quarterback. None of the things I'm talking about would matter. Again, last season was some humble pie. But, bro, this is really bad for your boy Fire Poles.
Yeah, he's on the clock.
Even the local news pundits who've been covering it all up, and they're trying to say, oh, it's a nothing burger and nobody wanted to be here. No. Screw that. If the guy didn't want to be here and then you didn't even do your homework, and you're going to tell him, oh, we're going to fix everything up. And we've been saying it, Ace, they're giving this kid the ranch. That's why they sold him a whole. He never respected him.
Why would he respect him? They gave him the playbook. They told him he was the man. They told him we were going to get rid of JF1, which they did. And there won't be any competition in the room. We're going to give you every opportunity to do everything you want to do in the NFL once you come to our team.
Oh, we're even naming you starter before rookie. Unprecedented. before a rookie minicamp. I mean, can you imagine Mike Dicker or Papa Bear Hallis, bro, or Lovey Smith doing that, bro?
No.
They have certain basics as a coach. You know, I got to get these players out here and we're going to see. You know, it's a competition at every position. You got to say that for the sake of saying that for the kid behind the kid that's already there. Like, you got to say that.
You got to say that. And then you run this son bitch out there and only play him a couple games in the preseason and make him a damn captain for the Chicago Bears, original franchise of the NFL for the first time in the history of the franchise.
You only played them 2 games in the preseason because you didn't trust your shaky offensive line. Then why you got him out there starting? You could have started Bilbo that season and let him hold the clipboard and paint his fingernails.
Right.
Go to the Met Gala.
No competition. He is our starter because, you know, he's the number 1 pick in the draft.
He's generational. And these things me and you were bringing up, Ace. And everybody kept saying you can't get a number 1 draft pick and not start him. I can do whatever I want to do.
He's on my team. I'm paying him.
Right.
Maybe he's not ready to start.
And our team ain't ready. The line ain't ready. We're going to go out here and get this kid killed.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was the same thing with Justin. I said it, bro. They should have had him holding the clipboard until you get your line ready, bro. You got to have a line up there. They did it to the kid at Carolina. Now he's balling.
Yeah. Now we go out and spin the load on a damn offensive line and draft a damn left tackle or right tackle, whatever. This huge kid out of Boston College and try and fix everything. And we got enough talent where we can have some backups. And now we're going to say, I think we should have did this in the first place.
And you want to talk about competition, Ace. Some of us said at minimum. Didn't we say this at minimum? The Bears could have just kept Justin Fields.
Yeah, it was going to cost you.
Can you imagine the buzz at camp this year with Caleb and Justin, everybody waiting on the hot new generational autocraft? What's he called?
Autosexual.
Yeah, they're waiting to see what this looks like. The buzz all over camp. Jaden Daniels has been looking good. The talk would have been, did Ace make the right decision sitting them down for that season? Yeah, because he was the coaches and everybody.
Yeah, well, the coach would have been fired. I don't know who I would have brought in. It'd probably been Harbaugh. I would have had Harbaugh here.
We'd have had Harbaugh a long time ago. Harbaugh would have been our coach before he went to Michigan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It was just a lot of bad decisions by our quote unquote general manager, and the president was able to sit out for the last couple of years saying, hey, I'm working on the stadium deal. I'm going to let the football guys handle football. But when it got to whatever the hell was going on last year, he couldn't take it anymore. He's like, this guy's an idiot. And, I don't want to be rash, and I'm already paying the ex-coach. I don't want to be paying the ex-general manager and all this staff, and I got to bring all this staff in. Let me bring in my coach that I want, that, everybody is saying is the generational next head coach and play caller. Bring him in and see how everything goes and listen to his suggestions as far as player personnel is concerned. Because it's quite obvious to everybody in the NFL that these are Johnson's picks, players, wants, needs for personnel for the Chicago Bears. And you can't tell me that Ryan Poles has the insight after all these years of bumbling and stumbling and Valus Jones and the Eberflus's golf partner's son and all these mistakes he's made in the damn third round.
Man, go ahead.
And all of a sudden he's a damn genius and know what the hell he's doing and bringing in offensive linemen, free agent offensive linemen, and personnel that we can use that can possibly play in the NFL versus what the hell's been going on for the last 3-4 years, man. So,
man, from what I'm getting, bro, what I'm saying, bro, all of that, man. If you're gonna tell me you're gonna come in here and you're gonna move off the guys, you're gonna move off Roquan, you're gonna move off Montgomery, you're gonna move off what's the receiver's name? Although I was ready to move off him, but he had got hurt. But you're gonna move off Justin, you're gonna move off all them, and then we're gonna lose 10 straight games, bro.
yeah. Not in the first year.
No.
But in your third year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm watching teams rebuild much faster than that.
Yeah. Zip, zip, zip. Zip.
You know, you can get one dominant Jalen Carter type player.
Yeah.
You know, and that all of a sudden fixes a lot because you're getting W's at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And all of your problems don't seem so bad. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's still going after the quarterback at the end of the game. But you passed on him. And you still fixing the offensive line 3 years later after you passed on a damn generational defensive tackle that fell in your lap and wouldn't have cost you anything but a damn draft pick.
And it's been the key. It was supposedly the key for your head coach's defense. But you go right out here and you get this new coach, the tight end, that's supposedly the key in his offense.
Yeah. He needs a Laporta type tight end. He needs an offensive line that can block for X amount of seconds, that can, protect the quarterback's back, that can block zone blocking or whatever the hell, everything he needs.
That's on Eberflus, though. He's just taking it up the bump.
But
like
he didn't
at
know
that
what
point,
he didn't know what he was doing.
He's supposed to run in there. Come on, man. He's supposed to tell them, man, hey, draft Jalen Carter or fire me.
Yeah. But he didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't. Jalen Carter wouldn't have been named no captain. How much you bet? With all the talk about him, he'd have came in doing all the stuff in practice like he did in Philly. Ended up working harder than everybody on the defense, harder than everybody. The veterans even said it. The Bears still wouldn't have named him a captain, and they wouldn't have said he was a starter before rookie minicamp.
No way. They'd have been like, you're poor and stupid. Go out there, make us proud. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and he's rooming with Tyson Bagent to keep him out of trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He goes to church with his family on Sundays and the First Presbyterian Church of Will County, wherever the hell they'd be living in. Come on, man.
But their head coach said that dude's ability to pop the ball out of there is like a defensive back or a linebacker.
No interest.
City like Chicago, bro, playing out there in 0-degree weather, and you got this, man, the Bears fans would have loved 10 years.
Who's waiting for him?
Fell in your lap, Ryan Poles, but you wanted to go out and get Rome Doomsday.
He was the smartest. He was the smartest fart in the room. It wasn't even that year. It was.
No, it wasn't.
We traded.
Oh no, we got Wright.
We traded back. Yeah, we traded back to get Wright.
One spot.
Yeah.
You got Booker and Wright.
Yeah.
And they say Booker is looking all right though. Oh, your boy you be talking about.
Yeah, he would have looked all right with Jalen Carter up there.
What's the one? Junior on the line. They said They said
Jerron Dexter.
Yeah.
Senior.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're gonna put a tag on the end of it. I just assume it's junior or the third or something. Just tell me Javon Dexter. You don't have to put senior there. I know
Javon Dexter, senior.
Yeah, I got it. But yeah, bro, no, he they said his work, they said he's been going crazy and he's a man. Everybody's waiting for him to have a breakout season this year, bro.
Got competition in the room this year. You got brought in a damn veteran stud. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. And the head coach who will cut you ain't coddling you.
There's no interest in whoever the hell.
We're a partnership, and we don't want to work you too hard during the season. Let us know, about work-life balance. You want some more water? I got cramps, coach. Drink some water. That's what we do here. We give our players too much water because it'll keep you hydrated. Go over there and sit down and look at the LeBron James workout teams.
Oh, we bring in Tybo.
This is
Billy
LeBron
Blanks.
James. You want to play 25 years? You got to miss. You got to sit out back-to-back games.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, and you bring in a head coach for your defensive coordinator, and Big Dick Allen's not going to take none of that crap. Yeah, if you don't want to rush the passer, you don't worry about it. I got somebody poor and stupid on the practice squad I can bring up here that's going to do what we need to. And I got this stud, this this veteran stud we just got from Atlanta, and he's not going to be sitting out there watching you, paint your fingernails and the blades of grass on the ground. He's going after the quarterback, and if you're not going after him, then yeah, you're going to move down in the rotation, down into not having a uniform on Sunday. So yeah.
And we got, all right, Ace. I mean, seriously, 68 sacks.
Yeah.
All right. 68 sacks. Third most in NFL. It's skewed because it's an extra game in there. But 68 sacks. Now imagine, and you heard it here first from me when I said these sacks. It was all during the season. I'm like, these sacks are as good as turnovers, bro.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, they worse. Ace, if you're a tight end or a receiver, you run those routes, or you're a running back and you open, and this dude don't throw you the ball, and he's just getting sacked, and y'all losing.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah. But they had nobody to tell them, like, hey, throw the damn ball. The tight end standing right there. The running back standing right there. No, it's not going to be a 30-yard play, but we might be able to get to 5 yards on this first down and second down and put us in third and manageable. You son of a bitch! While you're standing there holding the ball, taking a 20-yard sack, trying to make a 30-yard pass.
Autosexual.
But he was the captain, so
he's autosexual. So I mean, this explains a lot.
Yes, it does.
Wow.
Yes,
Y'all
it
mean
does.
to tell me you moved off a man?
Yeah, for autosexual. What if Justin Fields running around out there with
can you imagine
three or four Pro Bowlers on his
Can you
offensive
imagine?
line, and a running back and another tight end that's not a company plant, and a damn defense that wants to get the ball out and give it back to him.
And with a crap load of draft capital still coming down the pipe.
Yeah,
Because you wouldn't have had to give up all this salary cap, all these free agent moves. You just have you'd have just
keep drafting studs year after year.
Then you would have been winning North and never giving it back.
Yeah.
Then you could have brought in a Shador, took a chance on him in the 5th round, and he's looking good. Had the buzz, brought Dion to town. You know what I mean? Had him up in the booth with you and the president.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Yeah. I'm working with Shiloh on the practice squad, and hopefully he makes the roster sometime this part of the year. I'm working on his technique and blah blah blah. And it's a travesty what we gave up because our general manager had no idea what he's doing. Our coach had no idea what he's doing. So, I pretty much figured once he was in the corner with the dunce cap that Kevin Warren had a good talking to him.
But wait a minute. You come out here, you say they're going to win 11 games, and then you poop all over the chef who put all these ingredients together.
I didn't poop over my head coach.
Well, but no, a lot of it was done before polls, but go ahead. Yeah.
I didn't poop on my head coach. I pooped on the fire polls. I mean,
but I'm saying he did a lot before Coach BJ got there.
Like what?
He brought in some players.
Yeah, Coach BJ told him the players to bring in. That guy's been our head coach for most of this year. This 2025. Let's look back.
Okay, let's see. He drafted Wright. He drafted.
I'm not talking about none of that crap that happened before this year.
He drafted Dexter. He drafted
second round pick. We're waiting on
Doomsday.
Roman Doomsday was a no-brainer.
He drafted. Let's see. What free agency brought in that worked out? I tell you
But
what, he should have been fired. Everybody should have been fired during that 10-game losing streak. And I think it was gonna happen, Ace, if they hadn't beat Green Bay. I think his little generational autocrat, I think he saved his job when he beat the Packers
absolutely,
the season. I think he saved Ryan Poe's job, bro.
they hired Ben Johnson January 21st. Every move made this year has been at the behest, I'm sure, of Ben Johnson.
Well,
Because
Ryan Poe's likes to keep flexibility. He don't like to spend Masters' money. That's what he talks about all the time.
well,
They like to be flexible with the payroll.
that'll get you to a 10-game losing streak.
Get you a bunch of soft roster. Oh man, they were getting not just beat, but they weren't even trying, bro. Like
It was getting
you had a couple of
manhandled.
manhandled. My man wasn't the linebacker. He was balling.
Yeah, T.J. Edwards.
They resigned him, and that should be a sign to Edmonds.
Yeah.
You on the clock, Edmonds.
He definitely on the clock. Then we got a new coach, new defense coordinator. You definitely on the clock.
He looking at the money versus the results. Like, bro, we can get this out of somebody pouring. You heard him talk. I can get a pouring stupid guy off the ice cream truck to do what he's giving.
Right. I'd rather pull the reins back on him than have to whip him to get some shit done. Come on.
We don't want to have to beat our product, you know.
And I'm sure he's in the years of his contract. Well, he's in the years of the contract where getting rid of him would cost them not much money. It's either this year or it had to be next year, where they can cut him for no money.
Yeah, they get Henderson. All right, but
Hendrickson, we'll trade. Yeah.
Is this something? You're a veteran in that locker room, and all this distraction is coming out right before the Bears. And why? Why is it always us? Why is it always our quarterbacks that got to be maligned on Monday Night Football? Because they're going to bring out Troy Aikman. We don't know what's in his heart. They're going to bring out somebody like that, and they said his dad, the black guy, and his dad, he said he was snooping around. He can't be doing what Peyton Manning was doing. His dad.
He's black.
Yeah.
What's his accreditation? Where did he go to school? Did he go to Wharton Law School or Harvard or where the hell did
And there's some talk around some Chicago Bears like he local. And I talked to some of my friends locally.
We went to the bar.
There's some talk that GM Ryan Poe's name might be on the short list. Then he's gonna start naming some hot new GM names. They all gonna be pink too. Hot,
yeah. He's smart too.
We hear rumors that that's what they do when the Bears play, don't they?
They bring out all kind of rumors. But your general manager never comes out and squashes none of that. Another reason why you should fire Poles.
He liked it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He liked all these
I think some of that stuff, especially Justin's last year, he was putting out there
to leverage because he knew our fan base liked all that Justin gave us, and we knew that he just didn't get a fair shot.
No, absolutely.
I mean, because you ask anybody, what do they think Justin would have done with the same coaching? That same, because he never had a roster as good as what was there last year. He never had none of that.
No.
How many games we'd have won last season? No way we'd have lost 10 games. He won. He was 4-2. Everybody says, man, we'd have won at least 9-10 games.
Yeah, running around with Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze and DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. And Swift. He had none of that.
All them guys running around wide open while he's taking off, running for 60 yards and tearing out the damn defense and coming right back up to the line and throwing to the tight end who's wide open. Come on, man.
Darnell Wright over there, you know what I'm saying? The tackle playing better on the left. He had none of that. You know? But but this guy comes in and tells you he's an autocrat and runs around with supermodels who are autocrats, and you know what
I mean? The Transformer. Oh, he's an Autobot. Yeah, he's
Now, as a fan, bro. because a lot of people, even our local media, are saying that if you're a Bears fan, you should support Caleb regardless. They're saying that, all those things you just pointed out, the coaching was bad and their family had every right to feel that way. And so my knock isn't so much on Caleb, it's on the GM. Because, bro, I don't know. I was raised that way, man. If they don't want me, I don't want you. That should be number one on the list. I don't care how much you love football.
Yeah. And as a business manager of a franchise, you had the opportunity to.
He wasn't taking offers. Go ahead.
Not be in that position.
Right.
Where, all our eggs are in this one basket of Caleb Williams. Because you didn't talk to anybody, or you gave him a damn playbook a month before the damn draft and told him he's our quarterback.
And we told all the GMs, don't even call us on the draft pick, bro.
Yeah. That's nonsense. What are you offering?
Did the computer tell him? Don't take no calls.
Don't take any calls. Computer said, hey, they're gonna start calling you and trying to offer you all kind of madness for this draft pick, because there's a generational guy up there at number one. Yeah, but don't take any calls.
Damn computer been hacked by the autocrat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's family.
This computer's got a feather attached to it to tickle his damn bum.
I guess I'll say ultimately he came out there and Caleb said that, he's happy to be here ultimately once he got the big deal and the contract and blase. How does this make you feel, bro? Like,
well, toward Caleb or his family or the franchise?
Caleb, because it's a little disingenuous, because somebody was running video where Caleb was saying that, he's happy to be a Bear. He always wanted to be here. And like a whole bunch of stuff that just seems like a lot of lies are being told, bro.
Well, I mean, once it was evident that he was going to be a Bear and he was, I think he was fine with it once reality became reality. Everybody wants to be the number one pick in the draft. Mm-hmm. Even if we would have traded the pick to Washington, yeah, of course he would have been much happier to be in his hometown. But once you get to Chicago, you learn of the fan base. You really do research into what's going on here, and if you can win here, there's no other place to be the quarterback at.
First off, NFL quarterbacks are calling cap on his story about the film, even other veterans. Mm-hmm. They say that you know how to watch film, you learn that in college. Mm-hmm. So there's an assumption you're a generational autocrat coming here talking about how you've been prepared since day one and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Assumption that you know how to do a basic
film study. And especially, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
You're the number one pick, so you have been preparing for the draft to be an NFL quarterback for basically the last year and a half.
Have you?
You should have been.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, he's an autocrat.
So you should have been working with a NFL quarterbacks coach or quarterback developer before you even got to your senior or whatever season it came out.
Correct.
And
but he's your kid. Imagine he's your kid. And he's like, yeah, Dad, I'm here and I'm watching video by myself. What would you say to your child?
Oh, well, do you know what you're watching and what you got all this access to anybody in the Chicago Bears franchise from 1900 to 2025. Find somebody to help you.
That's what I would have said, bro. Period. Period, bro. Same thing if your child is at a major university and they say, yeah, all right, well, go talk to a dean or go talk, yes. Yes.
Yeah, because I can't help you study NFL film. I know a lot, but I don't know everything.
Correct.
So find somebody on that level that can help you decipher what you're looking at and help you ascend to be the quarterback you want to be.
So, could this be an ego thing? He came in. I told you last season was the best season for him ever. He came in on such an ego high. Could his ego have been the reason why he couldn't reach out and ask for help? Because even you remember the guy that kept dropping the ball. You mentioned his name earlier, the veteran.
Keenan Allen.
Keenan came out there yapping on the podcast and was talking about Caleb and was saying, "Yeah, bro. Every time somebody say something to you, he said Caleb was the type. Every time a coach would try to coach him, yeah, but I'm seeing this and I'm doing this. And yeah, are you even watching film? You know what I'm saying, bro?
Right.
So if he came off like a know-it-all to everybody, you know how it is. You're trying to coach somebody,
especially a young guy.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Right.
But this isn't the type business where you can say screw him, because his success is the coach's success, and his non-success was the coach's non-success, which led to your offensive coordinator being fired, the head coach being fired, the quarterback coach moving up to coordinator, moving up to head coach, and eventually getting fired. So it's in everyone's best interest that Caleb Williams knew everything he needed to know about being an NFL quarterback, and everybody failed. Whether he wanted to learn or not,
I'm talking about professional players, Ace, are saying that they're calling cap. They're saying you sit down with your offensive coordinator as a unit and everybody goes through that tape and all the coaches there and they're breaking down the film. And then your film is filtered. The film that they give you and chop up for you is already filtered. What do you mean who do you want to watch it with? You know what I'm saying?
You gotta watch it with Bilbo or the offensive coordinator.
If that's the case, then call the offensive coordinator and say, "Man, bro, I want somebody to come watch the tape with me. Maybe Roman Duze."
Yeah, you got a quarterback, you got a quarterback's coach, you got veteran receivers, you got a rookie receiver who was drafted right after you. So it's somebody.
You're a captain, bro. I can't see a dog. This is making me question the dog. I can't see a Michael Jeffrey Jordan in there like, man, I'm at this organization. They just gave me the film and I sat here and this ain't the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like it makes me question the dog in him, bro. The focus.
You said he was a bear. And I said he didn't prove it yet.
I did give him the bear label. But he's a tough SOB.
Yeah, got his ass kicked. But part of that was, his own damn fault.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. I'm not trying to make something out of nothing, man. But if I'm a fan, I'm just one fan, bro. But this is tough, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got people around the league saying it's cap, and
wait a minute, he ain't want to do it because he ain't want to blow up the city. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, listen, man. And then it's like, bro, you ain't even put up Daniel's numbers. So the media, bro, Courtney Cronin and all the local media, bro, the honeymoon over.
Yeah,
they're gonna be asking them questions about this. I know y'all like to sit here and just shuck and jive and come out here. He's our quarterback, and I'm Homer, and you know what I mean. And it's nothing. No.
What the hell are you talking about, man? You said this, that, and the other, and this book said they're gonna break. Yeah, they're gonna break this down, especially when they get access to them in this week.
That's what they're talking about. Exactly.
This week, yeah, because this is we get extra training camp time because we got a new head coach, and that starts this week.
This is why I've been a proponent of rookie hazing on every label of hazing. hazing. You know what I mean? Because he can come right in and punch that guy right in his stomach. He's not a rookie anymore, but somebody would have been able to punch him in his stomach, you know what I'm saying, last season, and they would have humbled him right away, and it wouldn't have taken 17 weeks for him to realize, he doesn't walk on water and his poop doesn't smell. I never got that opinion from Justin Fields.
It's hard to do that when your damn coach puts a damn C on his chest and put him out there as a starter before he even proves one damn thing.
head coach, defensive coordinator who don't know a damn thing about offense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and no, don't ask him, what are you basing that on? Is your offense coordinator saying that, you know what I mean? He understands what's going on enough to be put out there as a starter right now? Are you saying he's ready, or is this more practice for him?
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. Ace, back in the day, they didn't just put quarterbacks out there. They put them out there when they were ready.
When they were ready. But your head coach had no problem with it, and your general manager had no problem with it. Those are your football people, allegedly. Your offense coordinator had no problem with it.
Yeah.
And I don't give a damn. All these veterans coming out talking about, well, we want to be coached harder, we want to be this, we want to be that. None of them guys, all them podcasts and all that shit that they do, none of them came out and said, I was absolutely insulted that you brought this rookie out here and put a C on his chest before he played one NFL damn game.
Well, if you think those Grady Jarretts and those guys that's coming in there,
yeah,
and all them guys that's coming there, bro, they talking about winning football games. Those rookies, them dogs they brought them dogs they brought in there that Ben Johnson and Big Dick Allen were talking to, and deciding who to draft. If you think they're gonna be in a locker room like little soft cream puffs, bro, you got another thing coming, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
you got another thing coming, bro. They're not dealing with none of that, bro. In other words, you hitting the cones, and you know now we got to run because you hitting the cones. They're not gonna just be friends with you in the locker room. No. Grady Jarrett mean business, and they at the end of their career too. They don't have time to be playing, bro.
Yeah. And if they talk to people or talk to their agent, they know that they win here. They winning for life.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Never have to leave the city again. I mean, you go home and kick it in the summers or whatever, but it's Chicago. You win a Super Bowl here. You damn, what is this? 2025, 40 years later, the Bears, 85 Bears still not buying drinks or paying for motherfucking food tabs or nothing because of winning the damn Super Bowl here, being one of the greatest teams in Chicago history.
Would you be happier if Caleb threw 20 interceptions but was sacked 20 times next season as opposed to throwing 7 interceptions and being sacked 50 times?
I would be happier with the higher interception number because I believe his interception number would have probably been closer to what you said, 20 last year, if he'd had been letting the ball go.
On those 50-50 balls.
Yeah. And instead of holding the ball and, playing this hero ball and taking a lot of those sacks.
He up there. Rome needs the ball here. Before the snap.
Yeah.
You haven't thrown the ball to Rome in a while. Like we're out there in the hallowed grounds of Ray School. You know what I mean?
Get the ball to the guy that's open,
man. Right. That's why I think DJs be, man, sometimes, like, especially if I'm the number one option, man, and I'm open,
but
what
DJ,
are we doing?
DJ's always open.
That's what I'm saying. So if I'm the number one option and I'm open, what are we doing getting sacked?
Yeah. Give me the ball.
And then they started coaching them, though. Remember, at the end of the season, man, they had that brother. I forgot what he was. I think he used to serve ice cream in the men's, in the metrosexual autocrat toilet that they built for Caleb. But he ended up being offensive coordinator the last couple of games. Remember, he got into it with Caleb when Caleb called that
audible. Yeah,
and then it hit DJ on the ball. And it was a fumble or something. Yeah. That was, and Caleb started, that little autocrat was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a job.
Yeah, motherfucker. This is business.
This ain't college no more.
Yeah, no.
This ain't high school.
These are men. These motherfuckers got Lamborghini payments, kids, private school, girlfriends, wives, trick-off sessions, summer houses, everything that's finna drive their ass into bankruptcy, they trying to pay for right now, and you out here messing with their careers. You got Vegas out of the Chicago in the middle of the damn season because you couldn't get him the damn ball.
They told me Justin Fields holds the ball, and I sat here and watched this dude get sacked 16. Furthermore, seriously, we watched them both play every game.
Yeah.
And there were both times with both of them. Yeah. Well, I'm like, get rid of the
throw the damn ball.
Just throw it out of bounds. Do something.
Get rid of it.
And you move off Justin and go get somebody else. That was my only concern about Caleb. That was my only concern.
And you saw him doing the exact same thing at USC.
Trying to make a play.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to make a play. At least Justin was 6'4". He's more athletic. Run over a little safety. Get a run out there like a little duck. They grab a hold of him. He be falling like, oh, he used to work at UFC.
These guys are faster, stronger, and much meaner.
And they've been listening to you yap, and they found out you came out there out the closet and you're an autocrat. You don't vote in elections.
Yeah, you like to go to Denmark in the on the bye weeks and do modeling gigs.
It's bye week. All right, fella. Go ahead and give me your final words out there.
Final words as far as the Caleb Williams controversy. Hopefully that the young man has a little time to reflect since the story broke last week, heading into training camp or OTAs or whatever the hell we got coming up this week, so he can meet, talk to his new teammates, his head coach, his position players, and earn some type of respect for the players on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. We'll see what the Bears have in store as far as captains are concerned. I'm sure with the head coach and veteran coaches that we have in the building now, there won't be C's on half the damn offensive and defensive team's chest every time we show up for a damn game. So with Caleb going into this sophomore season with the head coach that he says has been teaching him more in this offseason that he's learned in the whole past year with our past regime, we will be in a position to win at least 10 games. I went down the schedule, and my previous prediction of 10-7 has inflated to 11-6. But I believe with the experience that the Bears are bringing in, the talented offensive linemen that the Bears are bringing in, it's just a matter of health and good luck that we can maybe get to the position of challenging for a wild card or even the division championship this year, and migrating and progressing to the point where we're a perennial playoff team. They're in one of the toughest divisions in football with the Detroit Lions, which we should be beating this year with our addition by way of their subtraction. The shaky FGB team that's up there in Green Bay that plays well for a stretch during the season. But,
FGB.
But they're always in a position where we can beat them. And the Minnesota Vikings, who's on to a rookie quarterback, hopefully trying to surpass the Chicago Bears.
Drop the equation.
Man, get out of here.
McCartney.
They did all they did last year with the receivers they had, but they end up getting to the playoffs and falling apart immediately. So the Bears are in a tough division, absolutely, but they're in a division that is winnable if they do the things that are being set for them, use the players and the talent that has been put upon this team with the suggestions of our new head coach, Ben Johnson. And they are in a position to win now as opposed to winning later with the additions to our offensive and defensive sides of the ball. Hopefully, we are on the phones day and night with the Cincinnati Bengals, who looks like they're in a financial position where they can't offer a Trey Hendrickson, a purveyor of 35 sacks over the last 2 seasons, a contract because they value offense more than they do defense. Offense puts asses in the seats and sells jerseys and
It puts dumbasses in the seats.
well, yeah. Those are the people that go to the games that have no real interest in winning. But yeah, they paid their number 1 wide receiver, they paid their number 2 wide receiver, and they paid their quarterback a boatload of money while they got the defensive player basically of the year busting his ass on the other side of the ball, getting you 35 sacks over the next 2 seasons, and they haven't even offered him an extension on his contract. So he's in a position where he doesn't want to play there anymore. So maybe that loss that I put on there for the Bears in Cincinnati will change with a couple of trades in the near future where we can get Hendrickson, put him on our roster, and by the time he gets to Cincinnati, my gosh, there's no telling what he's going to do to their drop-dead gorgeous quarterback. So, Caleb is who Caleb is. We knew all of his character traits, and I can't call them flaws, but idiosyncrasies before he got here with the nail painting and what he viewed as his value to the franchise.
I didn't know he was an autosexual. I didn't know he couldn't control himself.
Well, yeah, I mean, that just came out the last couple of months that he's an autocrat and he's hanging out with other autocrats. But but he is what he is. Hopefully he builds the chemistry and the relationship that with his teammates that's needed to win football games. The coaching staff that we have can guide him to winning football games because it was a consensus last year among the veteran players that they weren't being coached hard enough. I don't think they wanted to come out and just say we weren't being coached at all, which is what it looked like on a daily basis when you go through a damn 10-game losing streak. But
Ryan Poles said he saw all of that in minicamp. He said that's when it started, and he saw it.
Yeah, but that son of a bitch came out before the season and vouched for the head coach that he kept through the entire process of finding a new offensive coordinator
and vouched for the offensive line.
Yeah, and he vouched for everything until his boss came to him and was like, "Listen here, man. I'm going to have an end of the season press conference. You're going to sit in the corner with the dunce camp.
Like the dunce that you are.
Yeah, I'm not going to fire you, although I should, but I don't want to pay
I'm going to humiliate you for a couple years before I fire you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm paying this other coach and all these other people that I got to pay. And I don't want to pay your ass to sit at home also. So,
and if you had any self-respect, you'd walk out of here right now and resign, but you won't, will you?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the position he put him at the end of last season
neutered him.
Yeah, he should have walked out of here and found him another job. If his damn assistant had credibility to be looked at for other jobs, why in the hell doesn't the head man have the ability to go somewhere and run another franchise?
I think he's the guy who turned down the job at I think it was Washington or something. He turned down. He had offers. He had an offer. He turned down jobs to be a GM so he can stay with Ryan Poles and get this generational quarterback in here so they can all fly around on a jet together.
So that sounds like some of those bum tickling to me.
I don't know.
But that's my final word. Hopefully we got the coaching staff in place, some of the players in place, to get us to a point where we're over 500, we're challenging for a wild card position and get some experience, learning how to win some football games in the playoffs. I think we got the coaches that'll help us learn how to win some regular season games, take us to the playoffs, and we can learn how to win some playoff games. And pretty soon we'll be learning how to win some Super Bowls around here. So that's my final word. Bear down, FGP, and fire poles.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Bilbo Bajan.
Yeah.
Suppose he's zipping it around in there doing burpees.
Yeah.
He's on practice zipping around. I mean, I'm talking about basically throwing 30 for 30. No incompletions out there, but the ones against the ones. Zipping it around. And Caleb's just, can't see him.
Can't get right.
He ain't seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude's, Bilbo's got the ball moving. The team's behind him. Do you think Coach BJ, A, has the balls, and B, has the cachet to come out there and say, hey, I never selected this generational guy. This guy can't figure it all out. And right now he's not ready, and I'm going with Bilbo as my number one guy on national TV.
Well, if he's put in that position, why wouldn't he? He's in a perfect spot where he's not married to this quarterback. He's not married to anybody on his roster except for the guys that he brought in. So, if I'm here to coach the Chicago Bears to win football games, and Bilbo gives us the best chance.
Bilbo's out there whipping it around there.
He gives us the best chance to win the football game this week. Damn it, he's playing.
Calling the right protections. He's in the film room, calling everything, seeing it.
Yeah, because basically every week everybody's playing for their job on a team.
But you can't take a generational guy and send him out for the Heisman Trophy. You can't take the Heisman Trophy winner of the NCAA Division I and send him for the Heisman Trophy winner of the Division II. You can't do that.
You know how many Heisman Trophy winners are out of football? It's a lot of them.
I'm surprised Valus didn't get more Heisman votes when he was coming out, because he was an all-purpose guy.
It's plenty of them that's not playing football. So yes, you can. Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last player picked in the draft of his draft class. So you can't tell me that some of this ain't luck, some of this ain't talent, and some of it is just one general manager who thinks they're smarter than everybody else in the room versus one that is smarter than everybody in the room. So
knows when. I hear you, bro. And and you're right. And if Ben Johnson get him in there and can't work with him, then now we'll figure out, okay, well, maybe it wasn't all this other stuff. Maybe it was just this guy.
Yeah.
Because I can't see Ben Johnson, those games, Ace, when we were watching football, I know he was a rookie. And we were like, man, you got to get this guy out of here just for his mental. If some games when he'd have like 32 yards, middle of the fourth quarter, been sacked 6 times, got sacked 2 straight times. Like, why is he in a game? Yeah. And I know for one thing, I know Ben Johnson's not going to tolerate that on national TV.
Yeah, and it is. Well, the offensive scheme was part of that, but he was part of it too. I mean, if you're those big plays you're looking for aren't available, and you're not checking down to those guys that is not going to have you at 32 yards in the fourth quarter or third quarter of an NFL damn football game, that autocrat syndrome that you've got is transferring itself onto the football field, and that's not team football. And you got to win as a team. In the NFL on offense and defense. So, maybe that makes the defense check out, and maybe it makes a DJ Moore check out. So, hey, it's a new team, it's a new day, it's a new head coach, it's a new situation, and I don't owe you a damn thing. You owe me, the ability to show that you can win an NFL game. And if this guy's sitting on the bench shows me that he can win an NFL game more than you can, guess who's playing?
And let me say this. And the day that happens, Fire Poles is out of there, right? Yeah. The day that moves has to be made, Fire Poles is gone, right? Mm-hmm. And then you bring in your new GM, and that way they can start to search, maybe for a new long-term quarterback if that happens. Ryan Poles cannot do – I don't want to hear him come out there and talk about – that's why we brought Ben in.
And, complete confidence in Ben.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Halter Top would be able to work at Ben's offense, but it
Yeah.
looks like we found a solution.
Yeah.
And
With
yeah,
my
yeah,
Yep. You start praising the Bilbo. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
This guy's been here the whole time. You know what I mean? We were too dumb to see that.
Too dumb to see it. So we got rid of Justin for a bag of beans, and
Yeah.
we had a quarterback sitting right here in our damn quarterback room.
Yeah.
But we went out and wasted all our draft capital on a guy who, first of all, didn't want to be here,
Yeah.
and second of all, couldn't get the job done.
And third of all, he's showing up to practice late because, he's in a ladies' room putting a tampon in his asshole, and nobody knows why he does that. But he says it helps him play better, and nobody cares and nobody talks about it because he's generational and it doesn't matter. None of this matters in the locker room.
He said he was a autosexual. That doesn't mean he's doing.
It means he can't control himself. It's all automatic. What they're telling you. All right, let me get to my final words here. Big ups to YouTube. I don't know if we can say any of this. Big ups to Caleb. Big ups to Caleb and his family. All right. As the dust settles on the Bears offseason and the countdown to kickoff begins, all eyes remain firmly fixed on Coddled Williams. Will he silence the doubters and prove his mettle in a city that demands unwavering dedication? I gave him a bear card. I'm going to stick by that. He's a bear. Okay. Takes a while to learn what it takes to be a bear. Or will his transition to NFL stardom, to the reality of what it takes to reach NFL stardom, expose the cracks in his alleged confidence? Chicagoans don't just embrace our athletes. We challenge them to embody the relentless, hardworking identity that defines our beloved city. For Coddled Williams, the true test isn't just in the stats, but it's in his ability to embrace Chicago's unyielding spirit and to get some damn W's. Okay. With the Bears' schedule promising fierce battles and high-stakes moments, each game will serve as a benchmark for Coddled Williams' adaptation to the league. The road ahead isn't forgiving, but his story has shown that the Bears thrive when our back is against the wall. Whether Coddled Williams rises to the occasion or crumbles under the pressure, because he's on the clock now, people. They're giving him the Justin Fields treatment, just what we predicted. We predicted it right here on this show. You guys didn't think it was possible because he was generational in your minds. We all said it would take 2 to 3 years before he can become an NFL quarterback and we can get the proceeds. If you're willing to wait for that, fine. Which means now we're here. Almost. And we better get 2 rings. All right, this season will shape the narrative around our future and the franchise's quest for long-awaited glory. Chicago will be watching. We'll be analyzing every play, every decision, every fingernail, every halter top, every moment that defines his tenure in our beloved Navy and Orange. Meanwhile, the NBA draft lottery proved to break our hearts once again, and it proves that Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the GOAT. No one is even close. All right. We appreciate your support and enthusiasm for our pod. If you have any more questions or need further information, feel free to reach out. You can hit us in the comments. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, bear down. And until next time, go Bears. Go Bears.
FGB to the highest level of F-ivity.
All the rookies are saying bear down. I appreciate that. Even the what do you call them? The guys they brought in off free agency, they're all saying bear down, bro.
Yeah.
And I hope they put the soap in the socks and beat the crap out of Caleb in there with his little halter top on, spray him with some cold water and some cat piss. And then I tell him, you know what I mean? We say bear down.
We say bear down in Chicago. I don't know what autosexual chant that you didn't came up with, and you think the people of Chicago are supposed to acquiesce to, but it's bear down around here,
That's
you
right.
son of a gun.
It's go Bulls and it's go Cubs, okay?
Yeah, go
Right.
Sox and go Bulls
Right.
and go Cubs.
Right. Exactly. He had to mention the Sox. Yeah, give him respect for that. All right, Karen, they're playing us off here, Karen. Can we get some music? They're going to play us off.
Oh, yeah, she's
Appreciate
back there. She's back there sipping again, or she on the phone?
Yeah, she's talking to 12. Black guy, been living over here for 40 years. His family lived in the house before him. She just calls the cops on him. He's one of the last holdouts after the gentrification.
Legend of the Bears have Arlington Heights their new home. So we'll see when they put a shovel in the ground.
Breaking my heart, man.
Yeah.
Breaking my heart. You guys gonna get your little suburban stadium and your little you probably have halter top night, fingernail paint night. You get your fingernails painted.
I'm not going out there, man. I go watch them out of town before I go to damn Arlington Heights.
All right. You find yourself sliding through. You might be in LA. On Florence and Norman. Hey, homie. Hey, man, come here. You better. You might be in Chicago. Woo! Dipping down Ashland. You better. Chill back. Check your six. Double check that blind spot. Use that blind spot assist.
TATN.
Better guard your grill.
TATN.
Guard your grill.
TATN.
Mouthpiece included.
TATN.
Bear down.
TATN.
Damn.
Knuckle up.
Mouthpiece included.
And don't forget
it, baby.
And don't forget to.
Whatever you do, don't forget it. Like, share, subscribe. Hey, Butterfly.
Forget to bring your mouthpiece.
For sure. Don't forget it.
TATN.